Good morning and welcome to another video with me, Kelly Cairns, the Tech Angel. So this video I am actually going to show you how to create a PayPal button and how to add it to your website. So I'm going to show you how to add the standard PayPal script that they give you when you create your button, and I'm also going to show you how to use your own button so you can link it to PayPal. So the first thing you need to do is actually create your button. So what you need to do is go over to PayPal, log in, and then when you log in, you just go to Tools and PayPal Buttons. And then that will give you your options. It'll give you some, normally if you've never made a PayPal button before, it gives you some test ones. So just ignore those. And what we're going to do is to create our new button. So you just go to create a new button, which is over here on the right. And then this will give you the option to create a button. So you've got different buttons. So you've got a shopping cart, you've got a buy now, you've got one that gives donations, you've got one which is a subscription, the other one is automatic billing, and the other one's an installment plan. So usually the only two ones I usually use is a buy now if it's a one-off payment, or a subscription if it's a multiple monthly payment. So say you're charging somebody over 3 months for a course, or if you're charging somebody monthly for a membership club, then you would use the subscription. So if it's just a buy now button and it's just a one-off product, then you would do a buy now button. So I'll show you both anyway. So let's just we'll go to subscriptions first, because that's a bit more complex. So what you do is add the item name. So we put test subscription. So you can and it'll help if I can spell. So you just give your PayPal button a name here that will show up in your PayPal, and it will show up for the end user as well. So you need to use a PayPal name that will easily identify the product that they're buying. Do you want to, so you change your currency, so you can go down there and you can change your currency. And then these options here are the same for everything, okay? So you can add a drop-down menu with prices and options, and then you put your options in here. So you could put 3 months, 1 month, whatever. So you put your options and they will show up in here. So you can put £3, £6, £7, for example. And then that will show up in there, you see. So they can choose on a drop down how much to pay. So if you have different options, then you can do that. Again, it's the same thing, but with the same price. So the first one was different options with different prices, okay? And then this one is an option of different things, but with the same price, if that makes sense. And you can use a combination of both as well. So say this is useful really if you're maybe selling books, for example. So you can say, I want a one bundle, or if you're selling bundles of stuff, so it could be something with one book, one with 3 books, one with 2 books. And you can say if you had different books, so you could have one on WordPress, you could have one on Confidence. So they can choose how many books they want and which one, and then they'll subscribe to that. So that's basically how you use that. You can add a text field as well, and you can put test button. So you can just add, say if somebody wanted to give you a description or give you some instructions, then you can add that there. Then what you have to do is create a billing amount each cycle. So how much is this person going to be billed and how often? Okay, so you could put £1, they're going to be billed £1 every day, every 14 days, once a month. So depending on how much you want them to, how often you want them to pay and how much, that's where you specify that within there. Do you want to offer a trial period? So are you maybe opening a club and you are giving your users the option to pay £1 for the first month, and then are you then going to pop that first month up to say £20 on the second month? So the first month would be, so the billing cycle would be £20 every month. How often when should the cycle end? Never, because you want them to be billed continuously. Or if it's a 6-month program, then you can put after 6 cycles, so that's after 6 months. So in my case, it's never, because my club is a rolling cycle, so the user will cancel that when they finish, when they want to end it. Amount for the trial, so I want to offer a trial period, and I'm going to say I'm going to offer them £1 for the first month. Do you want to offer a second trial period? So then you can go that a little bit further and say, yeah, the second month I'm going to charge them £10 for the next month. So the first month they get charged £1, the second month they get charged £10, and then they get charged £20 from the third month thereafter. Okay, so that's basically how you do that. Track inventory. This is useful if you are monitoring your stock, but if it's a digital product or if it's a digital course, then you don't need to use that. And then there's always third-party platforms that you can use, like WooCommerce, to manage that much more effectively. So then what you need to do is customize those advanced features. So do you want your customer's postal address? Yes or no? If a customer cancels their checkout, so they go as far as checkout and they think, actually, I don't want to buy this anymore, they cancel. You can specify then which URL they are taken to when they cancel that checkout. So it could be that you are sending them to a page that says, and we've all done this, I'm sure you've experienced it before, that says, are you sure you want to cancel? You can have this product for a much lower price if you buy it now. So it's kind of a way of keeping them in that zone of, I don't want to pay, but then you're giving them the option to pay less if they buy now. So that's a really cool way of getting somebody through the doors that are perhaps in two minds, because they already want to buy it because they've clicked on your button. So something is stopping them. And if it's the price, then you can then entice them by sending them to another page that is giving them more incentive and more of a reason to actually buy and go through the buying process. If you don't want to do that, that's fine. You can just leave that blank and then take customers to the URL when they finish checkout. Then this would be obviously your thank you page. So where do you want them to go after they've completed the checkout and bought your product? Usually it's just a standard thank you page. Thank you for buying, check your emails, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so you remember to specify a URL, otherwise they'll just be taken to PayPal's boring page. And then the advanced variables, just ignore that. So we're going to create our button. So we've specified what we want and we've created our button. You've got two options. So PayPal will give you this bit of code, and that is to add the button to your website. Or they will give you this code in here, which is the email option one, which you can use with your own button. So what we are going to do is I'm going to show you both. So we select this code and we right click and copy. We go over to the website that we want to add our button. And this is my Divi website. So yours will maybe look a little bit different. Actually, I'm going to just go into edit page so it looks the same. So you go into your page and you will then go to, where can I find a text bit? I'm just going to add a text so it looks the same as yours. So you will then go into your WordPress, you will go to the section where you want to add your PayPal button. Okay, so this is obviously your within your WordPress page, and what you do is you switch to the text tab, which is here. and then you paste the code into there, and then you can go over to visual and you can see that that PayPal button is in there. So I'm going to save and exit, update. And I am going to look at my page to see that my PayPal button is in there. So there you go. So that's how you add a PayPal button using the code. So now I'm going to show you what happens if you want to use your own button. So you don't want to use the PayPal's bog standard button, you actually want to use your own button. So we go back into edit page. We go to my text. I'm going to take that out to make sure that all the code is gone. And then what I'm going to do is click on add media. You then look for your button. So mine's saved on my desktop. So I'm going to go buy a button now button. So here's a button that I found and I've saved it. And this is the one that I want to use in my page. So I click on open. And then here, over on the right hand side, before you insert into your page, you just click where it says link to. So I want to send to my button, link to, so I'm going to put custom URL. And then it's asking me what URL I want to use. So then I go back over to my PayPal. I go to the email. So this is the button that we've created, remember. Then I go to my email and then I'm just going to copy this line of code. So we're not using this anymore. We're using the one in the email tab. So I'm going to copy that. And I'm going to go back over to my website and I am going to paste in the code that I've just copied over from PayPal. Then I'm going to go, you can change the size of your PayPal button. So I'm going to click on full size because I'm happy with the size that it is. Then I'm going to go to insert post. And you can see that that's posted into WordPress. So I'm going to click on save and exit and update. And then I'm going to look at my page to make sure that the button's there. And the button's there and it is linking through to PayPal. So you can see that there's the name of my button. There's £1 for the first month, £10 for the next month, and £20 from each month after that. So that is how you create a subscription button in PayPal. And then what I'm going to do is go back and create a new button, and the principles are exactly the same. So you follow the steps to add your button onto your website like I showed you, but this is just much more of a simple button. So I'm going to click on create new button, and it's asking me what kind of button I want. So I want a buy now button because they just buy one off. You then give it a name. How much is it? I'm going to say 50 quid. You can again add the drop down menus if you want. You can add postage. So are you charging people? So if it's a physical copy of a book, for example, how much is the postage? So you specify how much the postage is there. I'm not logged in, so obviously I was logged in, just now it's kicked me out. So this bit won't show. And then again, this is exactly, so I'm going to have to log in, aren't I? I won't, because there's information in there that I don't really want to give out. But yeah, so basically you follow the same procedure. You click on create button, and that then just creates a buy now button for you. So yeah, so you just follow the same procedure as you did before, but you just, it's only one price, and you click create button, and then that's how you add your buttons to your website.